Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. First of all, happy Christmas to everyone. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and I hope you're enjoying it as much as my cat is. He's loving Christmas. I wanted to spend a bit of time and talk to you about something that has been bothering me for a little while with how people perceive what I do with Etsy and how I speak to you guys who follow me and watch my content on YouTube versus other people on YouTube. And it's kind of almost like it's becoming like a me and them situation, but with good reason. I get a lot of people in my comments, as I'm sure you've seen if you read my comments, saying that what I teach and what I advise is different to everybody else. Yes, this is true, and with good reason. So let me just first of all paint the picture of the YouTube landscape with Etsy and all the people that sort of advise or coach about Etsy. Now, the first thing I want to say is that there's all sorts of different skill levels or awareness levels about Etsy when it comes to the other people that do content on YouTube about Etsy. But there is a common denominator or common theme that runs through every single one of them. And this is where the difference in information, remember what I said, my advice seems to be different to everyone else's. Yes, it is. And the reason why it's different is because all the other guys, all the other coaches and YouTube Etsy people that put content out about Etsy are always affiliated to companies who they benefit from by selling their courses, their software, their websites, whatever it is. Every single one. If you just go and look at any of them, you know who they are. There's about 30 or 40 of them. Look in their comments, look in their description, and you will always see links to websites, software, and basically things that you have to pay for. Now, that's fine. I don't mind. Look, I put links to my courses and my content for you to download as well. Everyone has to earn a living. I don't have a problem with that. But what I do have a problem with, and this is what people who come into my comments, I get quite a few people sort of getting angry at me saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, the thing with social media, which I am, by the way, the social media is killing your Etsy store. I will be doing a part 3. I'll try and do it between Christmas and New Year, but if I can't, it will be New Year. And this is going to be a classroom example as to why social media is killing your Etsy store. So far I've done 2 episodes on this and they've both been me talking like this with you guys. But this third part is going to be in the classroom and it's going to be breaking down exactly why social media is damaging for Etsy stores. And I had a lot of people say to me, it doesn't help. But I had people constantly sort of saying to me, no, it's wrong, this, that, Etsy would never tell you to do this, Etsy, all this stuff. And it's quite hard to get your head around. Some people just don't understand it or don't want to understand it because they've invested so much time in social media. So I'm going to address that in a social media is killing your Etsy store part 3. But what I'm getting on about is that my position on YouTube advising you is completely different to every other single person doing Etsy content. So these guys that put content out for you to watch, they have their own Etsy shop, which 95% of them won't show you ever. I think 1 or 2 do show, but most of them don't. So they have their own Etsy shop and then they have Facebook groups and then they have courses and content for you to pay for. Now, like I say, I've got courses, I've got content that people can pay for, but there's a fundamental difference. The work they do, the courses they create, and the knowledge they put out are not based on real world endless working with Etsy client stores to find out if that information works or not. I'll give you a perfect example. So I had a client about a week ago come to me through one of the YouTube Etsy coaches. You will have watched her. She's quite big, not massive, but quite big. And they said the coach told them to open a print-on-demand store and load items as quickly as they possibly could. So the client, bless her heart, she got to me with 270 items loaded in, I think it was 5 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. It wasn't long. And she said, Nick, I've paid for this course and, I've loaded over 200 items just like they said, and I'm not making any sales. And I said, well, no, of course you're not. And she said, why not? They told me it would work. I said, no, that's the worst thing you could possibly do. Generic print-on-demand hoodies and t-shirts loaded fast into an Etsy store is surefire failure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone watching this, get into my comments if you've loaded loads of print-on-demand items and you tell me if you succeeded. I would say 97 or 98 out of 100 failed dismally. The only exception is if your niche, you've done your market research properly and you found a gap and there is a demand, then you can load items and you'll pull in sales. So it is possible, but very, very difficult. So these guys out there have their own store, which they've succeeded on. Great, that's cool. They've got a Facebook group and they charge for courses. And they think, this is where the problem comes, they think this qualifies them to advise people about their own Etsy shops and to change them to make them better. And this is where there is a complete disconnect and it doesn't work. I gave you the example of this Etsy coach on YouTube advising someone to load items quickly. It's in their course. Load items quickly. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And they don't test what they're talking about. So they may have done it themselves 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when there was a different market dynamic and it worked. But now the market's changed, Print on demand is everywhere. Everybody's doing print on demand. Everyone's running around copying each other. And it's just terrible. That's not business. That's just a joke. It's not serious. You've got to get serious. So my point is that when I give you advice and I get it. I use the social media example because it's a very good one. It sounds counterintuitive. But remember, nothing I tell you hasn't been tested over and over again. Let me be clear how I know social media damages your Etsy store. It does not help you become visible. I've tested it. I've sent traffic, targeted traffic to many listings on Etsy, got the sales, monitored what's going on with the listing inside Etsy to see whether social media traffic gives you quality score. It doesn't. The Etsy platform runs on quality score. I won't get into it now. I'm going to do a classroom example that will explain it once and for all. So it doesn't work. But people, all the other people out there that do Etsy content wouldn't know to even say it. Now that I've said it, go and have a look. Go and have a look and you will find other people copying what I've said about this. So when I give you advice, it's based on testing real world results with hundreds or thousands of client stores. And that's the key difference. This is my job. There is no way I would tell you guys to do things unless I knew, even if it sounds wrong, even if it sounds counterintuitive, like the social media example, I would never advise you to do it. I've built so many Etsy stores using these systems and the things that I teach you. And when I do the classroom example on social media, that is the same that I teach my clients. So you're going to get direct access to the most simple to understand version of this so that you understand it. So take what I say with experience backing it. This isn't just me on a YouTube channel selling courses and stuff like that. Not at all. I've been doing this for 8 years. 8 years. I think I've worked on thousands of Etsy stores. I'd say it's probably 3,000 or 4,000. And I know that in my banner it says I've earned my clients $12 million. It's way, way beyond $12 million. It's probably nearer $20 million. I should update the banner maybe one day soon. And I've done the most difficult job out there, which is take failing, problematic, low revenue Etsy stores, and none of these guys on YouTube do this, none of them, and turn the store around and make it successful and get the client and the seller a lot more sales. That is really, really difficult to do, and none of these guys do that, none of them. So I just wanted to put that out there so you get a real good example of the, not in a bad way, me and them sort of thing, but it is a me and them, because when one of them does the job that I do and do it for 8 years or a decent amount of time, then I could say, yes, that person also has the depth of experience, but they don't currently have it. And no one I see on YouTube does the same thing. If you guys know of someone, put them in my comments and I'll be able to tell if that's the case or not. But based on the information that I see and what I watch, they're all the same and they're all affiliated to the same companies, and that's fine. We've all got to earn money, but this is the reason why we're so different, and why when I tell you something, it's based on years of experience. So get into my comments, let me know what you think about what I'm doing. Is it good? Does it help you? Do you like what I produce in my videos? Does this work for you? Let me know. I will answer everyone as I always do. Have a great Christmas. I might put a video up between now and New Year. If not, the next one will be in the New Year. Have a great week. See you.